Welcome back to Splendid Tales, the corner of the internet where reality slaps harder than fiction and bullies get cooked like overdone steak. If you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button because this story is one you do not want to miss. It all began in a small town diner that smelled of burnt bacon grease and old coffee. A 75-year-old black man, dressed neatly in his Sunday best, though it was just a Tuesday, sat alone at a booth near the window. He wasn't loud, wasn't in anyone's way, just an old man with silver hair, quietly spooning soup. That's when trouble walked in wearing cowboy boots, a belt buckle bigger than his brain, and the kind of smirk only found on folks convinced the world owes them something. The bully spotted the old man and decided today was the day he'd flex his ignorance. Well, looky here. He sneered loud enough for the entire diner to hear. Didn't know they let you people eat here. Thought y'all only worked in the kitchen. The diner froze. Forks hovered midair, conversations died. The old man didn't flinch. He'd seen decades of hatred, and one more clown wasn't going to shake him. But the bully wasn't satisfied. He strutted over, chest puffed like a peacock, and leaned across the booth. "What's the matter, old man? Cat got your tongue?" His breath reeked of beer and bitterness. Without warning, he slapped the man across the face. The sound echoed and gasps filled the diner. Coffee mugs rattled. The old man's cheek reddened, but his dignity remained unbroken. He simply wiped the corner of his mouth and looked the bully dead in the eye with a calm that burned hotter than any rage. If you're enjoying this story so far, smash that like button and subscribe to Splendid Tales. Trust me, this downfall is only getting started. The diner buzzed with shock. A waitress dropped a plate of pancakes, syrup splattering across the floor, but no one moved to clean it. All eyes were on the bully, who now laughed as if he'd won some kind of prize. "What? Too old to fight back?" "Thought so," he barked, puffing his chest like a cheap action movie villain. The old man didn't raise his voice, didn't lift a hand. He just looked at the bully with an expression that was both sad and strangely powerful, like a storm cloud about to burst. "Son," he said quietly, "you don't know what you just did." The bully rolled his eyes, mocking the man's calm tone. "Oh yeah? You gonna call your bingo buddies to come save you?" He turned to the crowd, expecting laughter, but silence greeted him instead. Nobody found it funny anymore. The air was thick with tension. At the corner of the diner, a young woman pulled out her phone and started recording. Others followed. The bully noticed and snarled. "Y'all better put those phones away, unless you want to see how I deal with nosy people." He kicked over a chair for good measure, but the cameras didn't budge. The old man adjusted his glasses and smiled faintly. "Keep filming," he said to the crowd. "This is history in the making." His voice was calm, almost prophetic. For the first time, the bully hesitated, confusion flickering behind his arrogance. If you're still with me, don't forget to like and subscribe to Splendid Tales. You're going to want to see where this twist leads. The bully's smirk faltered as whispers spread across the diner. The old man hadn't raised a hand, but somehow the atmosphere shifted. People leaned in, waiting, as if something monumental was about to happen. The old man folded his napkin with care, set it neatly on the table, and finally spoke again. "You think this is just an old man you slapped, but you just wrote yourself into a story you won't walk out of." The bully barked out a laugh, too loud, too forced. Big talk for somebody still wiping soup off his shirt. He grabbed the old man's spoon and flung it across the room like a child throwing a tantrum. The crowd booed. A teenager near the back shouted, "Sit down, clown!" And the diner erupted in nervous laughter. That stung the bully more than anything, the humiliation of being mocked. He slammed his fists on the table. "Y'all think this is funny?" Spittle flew as he shouted, his face turning redder by the second. "This is my town! Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can or can't do." But the old man, unbothered, leaned back and said with quiet certainty, "You don't own this town, and you surely don't own me. Matter of fact, you're about to learn who really runs things around here." The bully blinked. For the first time, doubt cracked through his arrogance. Cameras zoomed closer. The trap he had walked into was just beginning to close. If you're enjoying the ride, hit like and subscribe to Splendid Tales. The next part will flip everything upside down. The diner doors burst open with the kind of timing you only see in movies. Two black SUVs screeched to a stop outside, their tinted windows rolling down just enough for everyone to glimpse earpieces, sharp suits, and the unmistakable aura of authority. Agents in dark jackets poured in, scanning the room like hawks. Every phone kept recording, every eye glued to the unfolding spectacle. The bully, suddenly pale, stammered, "What's going on here?" The old man rose slowly, straightening his jacket as if he'd been waiting for this very moment. "You wanted a show," he said, his voice steady. "Now you've got one." He nodded toward the door. A tall figure stepped in, confident, commanding, radiating power. The diner collectively gasped. It was his son, the head of Homeland Security himself. The bully stumbled backward, nearly tripping over the chair he'd kicked earlier. "No, no way. You're kidding? He's your dad." His bravado melted into terror, sweat beading on his forehead. The agents circled, their presence suffocating. The son didn't raise his voice. He simply looked at the bully and said, "You just assaulted a federal official's father. On camera, in front of witnesses, in your own so-called town." He let the words hang heavy, the silence more punishing than any fist. The bully collapsed into his seat, mumbling excuses, but nobody listened. The phones caught it all: the rise, the arrogance, the slap, and the ultimate humiliation. This, friends, is why hatred never wins. If you enjoyed this tale, like and subscribe to Splendid Tales. More stories that open eyes and flip scripts are on the way.